So, have a look at this example. We are going to create the topography for the terrain where this house is located. Now, although I can create a toposurface in a 3D view, I recommend opening the site plan instead. As the view here is from the top, you will find out that's way easier to place the points. Another thing, do not open a floor plan for a specific level, like a ground floor or a first floor, as the toposurface won't be shown there. So, I'm going to Massing and Site and click on Toposurface. Now, to create a topographic representation, I need to place points, which is the selected option. At the options bar, you can see a blank to insert the elevation. Currently, it's set to 0, in this case millimeters, because it's the unit that I set for the distances in this project. Let's keep it how it is and start drawing points around the house. While you are placing them, you can see an area being generated to connect them. By default, the area is generated in a simple way. If I put a point a bit more inside here, look that the boundary is not crossing it, and I think this is to avoid having sharp angles. Okay, now let's open an elevation to have a look how the terrain looks like there. As you can see, my toposurface is completely flat, and that's because all the points were placed in the level 0. So, as you can imagine, this is not very common to happen, unless we are in flatlands, of course. So let's go back to the site plan, and this time I'm going to add points with an elevation of 1000 millimeters, 1 meter above the ground floor level. After this, let's add another set of points, but this time with 2 meters above the ground floor level. And I'm going to place them in this side. When I finish, I can click on the tick to confirm the toposurface and go to the 3D view to have a look at its aspect. And as you can see, there is a slope here on the left. Suppose later we want to edit the toposurface. It's easy. Just select the element and click on this button. Now I can modify my terrain by adding or removing points. Then, you can see this icon called Simplify Surface. This will remove points that are not necessary for defining the current surface. Then I'm asked to set an accuracy. At this moment is 90. And look that the point below disappears. If I increase a bit more, the program will also erase points with a longer distance from the contour lines. That point above. However, sometimes we have to delete points manually, like this one here. But it's okay, because I can click on it and press delete. Simple. Okay, now I am going to add more points with an elevation of 1 meter. It's like a small elevation of the terrain here in the middle. Now, sometimes you will notice that the contour line is not going the way you were expecting. And actually it's normal, because Revit cannot always guess what is in your mind. But it's alright, because you can solve it easily by adding another point with elevation 0 in this place. Nice. Now as I finish, I can confirm the changes and save the project. Then go to the 3D view, and this is how it looks like. Now, usually in a toposurface we need a building pad, which is the structure where the building stands. Like the toposurface, it's recommended to add the building pad in the site plan, as they are not usually visible on floor plans. In this example, I'm going to hide the roof, because then I'm able to see the walls, like this. Let's activate the icon Building Pad, which is still located at the Massing and Site tab. Then I'm going to specify the height offset from level as 0. And the level I want the ground floor. On the options bar, there is a blank to specify an offset distance from the walls. And usually we want a path slightly higher than the building area. So let's set to 1000 mm, which can be a bit exaggerated, but it's just for you to understand how it looks like. For the drawing method, I'm going to use pick walls, and after just click on each of them on the exterior side. Now I have to extend this line to the left, and for this remaining space, going to use extend to corner and click on both lines. Now I'm going to confirm the changes, switch to the 3D view, and you can see the building pad cutting the topo surface. If you later want to edit the building pad, so better go to the 3D view. Let's move the pointer towards the cutting surface, and to select the building pad, you need to move the pointer a bit down, and here it is, path 1. Click on it, go back to the site plan. I'm going to select all the walls, better one by one, and don't forget to hold the button Ctrl while clicking on them. Then I'm going to change this offset distance to 500 mm. Click on the tick, and now it was readjusted.